Hi, the following video is for educational purposes. All right, so we're going to talk about, see that over there? That's the access point. Normally I would have it on the ceiling, but I've noticed on the ceiling it gets really hot. Temperatures exceeding what it's not supposed to, it shouldn't be that hot. That's not good. That means they get no ventilation. But this way it gets ventilation. And this is the way we used to do it when we do it on site. The large project I did for down one of the major hotels, I can't say the name, but it was a huge, it was a week-long project because a week-long conference. They have it once a year. So what they did, the network guys, they built this. They would use a Cisco ceiling point. Well, it's actually, no, it's not ceiling because it has antennas sticking out. Something similar to this. But they were bigger and flatter. This is a Cisco router, but it's a Cisco license. But this company has been taken over by Belkin. Belkin takes them, have this now. But I use TP-Links because I'm not promoting, but that's what I use for this. Because I had their white routers. Those are obsolete now because those were 802.11. And today we know where we are with 2.4 gigahertz because a lot of stuff is still there. That's considered a slower network. Then 5 gigahertz is a little faster. Then you got 6 gigahertz and now 6E's out now for wireless. So it's slowly implementing. That should be more compatible with the 6. But they're always going to be backward and compatible. But for the best speed, you're going to want the higher Wi-Fi. Now, a lot of us don't have everything out there, and things are expensive. We got to use what it is. These equipment here, like this behind me, is like 10 years old now. Minus the router and minus the power conditioner. Power conditioner or something to protect your network gear that's what you should. You should have one of those on your network. Your smart TV, your surround sound, everything should be plugged in, and you want the best possible clear sound. Because that's for sound equipment, but I'm using for network. You can use it for network equipment too. And there's either 8 or 9 sockets in there. Then I saw that the higher ones that this company makes there, I'm not promoting them. I'm just saying this is a power conditioner. They use these kind of plugs built in. You go to Walmart. These are not Walmart. You go to Home Depot. You get these. They're cheap. Don't buy the X Clark there. They have no idea what this is. You have to get the right gauge. The thicker the gauge, the better. But and you plug these into the sockets, and then you have more. But remember, don't overload it. Use it on. I don't have anything to show you. Use it on. Let me see. Because I'm actually fixing one of the other routers, trying to get it to work. Large bricks, because large bricks, they won't fit up there, so you have to use one of these. But you can either get this from, the online stores like Walmart or eBay or Amazon, whichever one. You're not promoting them, but just telling you where you can find. Because a lot of you ask the creators, hey, where'd you get that smartwatch from? Where'd you get this from? Nobody tells nobody nothing. Like, it's a secret. Why is it a secret? Just tell them. Anyway, in this channel, this is what we do. And videos would be up pretty much. If I'm here, they'll be up pretty much either every day or every other day. There's no set time. Like now, this is early Saturday morning. What time is it? Oh, it's 9 o'clock. Let's change my smartwatch look. I want more information on there. And we're going to let you know what happened to my new smartwatch. I'll tell you about it in this video. This video is an all-to-one video. Instead of making a whole bunch of little videos, unless I focus on one subject, then we'll have one subject video. But this is also for the networking update. So I'm going to update you on the network and why you should have something like this built. Even if you're in an apartment, you can have, this is a mini rack. They're not expensive, the rack. It's just the hardware to put in there is. But a lot of the stuff now is getting miniaturized with a home. Because the newer model to this, it's not even a rack. Even the top of the line one, I think it is a rack. And it's hard to get. The top of the line one has quad core 4 gig of RAM, better processing, quad core, a quad core versus a dual core, have and more RAM, makes the router run much efficient. And you should get close to what you're paying for speeds. Well, that's what the other router is I had, is a quad core, and this runs a little better, but anyway, what I'm saying is, this isn't a necessity. You should get something like that. Okay, don't just use extension cords and little cheap power strips. You need to protect your equipment. That's a huge investment. Okay, so I built it this way because that's how they have when I did the conference, they have Cisco had antennas coming out. But that was an old router. I said, hey, what kind of Cisco router? Is that the 802? Is that Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 5? What no, no, it's Wi-Fi 4 they're using. That's right, 802.11n. He said, cost, but the company's $3 billion. And he said, well, they don't want to spend the money yet. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to show you. Get away from this, using these for your network, or your TV set. Protect your TV from brownouts. Brownouts is when the power goes out. It's back again. That can really. How many times can the TV handle that? They can't. Now for the major appliances in your kitchen, they'll tell you, the electrical companies will tell you, hey, you need to get our plan. No, you don't need all that stuff. You can do it yourself. But those, if you get updated equipment, you should be all right on that. But it's kind of tricky to tell you about that. I don't bother with it. You can put surge protectors on, but you gotta be careful. You can't overload the surge. And most circuit breakers should catch it, but as the house ages, and if you got stuff that's obsolete and you can't get it, because my fuse box, I try to get stuff, and the guy said, "Oh, they don't make those anymore." Then you have to go hunt. You have to go search on the internet. And I found a place in New York that does support it. He sent me a 15 amp fuse back. Then he sent me another one. I don't know what. Maybe he got confused. I don't know. But that's good. I was able to keep what I had as having an electrician come here and replace the whole box. That's a lot of money. Remember, they get a lot of money per hour. That's how they make money. But get these if you want to extend or put a brick in your 8 socket. Okay, but don't put too many of these. Just be careful. I have that in the other room for the other device. Actually, they're all in the house. Where my TV set is. Not because I don't have these. This is in the kitchen. The kitchen has a small one because everything for the kitchen is in a cabinet. That's where you don't see. You say, hey, where you keep this stuff? I used to keep all the stuff in the cabinet. There's nothing above the cabinet, but you got to keep that stuff clean. Now, this, better airflow from the back, because air comes from the back. So, and I'll say, as long as the room is cool. On the ceiling, if, like in offices, it's cold. So, but these things do fail in office, and you always get that call, hey, access point is down. You have to go up there and replace it. They're up in the ceiling. They might be in a factory and get very dusty and dirty, and those things get clogged. That dust and stuff, is flying all over the place. People smoking heavily around it. That ash goes into that, and the ash goes into computers too. If you have a computer and the fan is going to get in. Because I used to work on people's computers, and I said, "Holy cow! Where's all this ash coming in? Clean all that out." The best thing to do is take one of those. Well, I'll teach you that in another video, how to take care of that and how to clean. Some people use compressed air. I use power tools. So, bad news for me this week. But it's all right. I made extra money on it, though. But I ordered a smartwatch during the week. It was shipped out. I was supposed to get it yesterday. It never arrived. The shipper never really sent it. He uses somebody, he made believe he sent it, and he used a tracking number for another customer. Isn't that terrible? They gave me, because I ordered through a major retailer. I did not go through Ali. I can't wait for that stuff to get here. And last time I used Ali, it wasn't a good experience. But this retailer, the Chinese company, is here. They have an outlet. You know, like a store, like that's not a storefront. It's like a warehouse. So when you order things, he's supposed to deliver, right? Well, according to the merchant, the seller, we're not talking about the seller. The merchant said that the seller was told not to sell this particular item because there was a lot of complaints. Yeah, but I didn't get it. He just took the money and run. So they have to. The merchant's going after him. They have to, if he's, my case is a little different. He tried to cheat. That's where you got to be careful. And you really don't know. But if you went to a major merchant, then you have a 50-50 chance of getting your money back. Oh, I'm getting my money back and extra money to buy something else they're giving me to compensate me, which is not bad, right? But I told him I wanted the product. So I'll have to look for another one. Too bad it was an S8 series. On AliExpress, it sold for $34. This guy had it half the price. Ooh. But so you got to be careful. That's why I went through that merchant, because I know they will give me my money back. eBay, if you use PayPal, you can. Well, PayPal's owns eBay, so it's easier to get your money back. Well, they guarantee if any problems, you get your money back, and then you get it back. But I don't want to spend all day. It's a hassle. You should go to the merchant, tell them what happened, and get your money refunded. And that's the way we do it. Okay, so, and then Amazon messed up with my new watch band. I saw one at Walmart too. It's a 20 milliliter, but it's small. So you have to get something like a 22 milliliter band. It's a shame that they don't get the measurements right. Or I can go to a company that makes this watch and see if they got any bands for it. The band that it came with, it's kind of silly. You see how this goes this way? The other one goes inside. Not actually why I got it like that. It's good. Oh, I got it. It fits, but I can't put the band on. It's a metal band. But I noticed with all those, even new watches, they have it inside. That's gonna hurt and pinch. That's why I like it rather have the silicone. This watch still works. It keep it charged, but I don't want to spend too much, and you can actually buy another one, and that's what I was trying to do. Oh well, I'll keep looking. But right now, focus on getting this network running to speed and getting access points working. Right now, I like to be able to watch a movie and cast it to my instead of watching it on my laptop, cast it to the 4K TV. I had some problems. It was hiccuping. Look. If these get too hot, even if you put them against the wall, if they get too hot, and why did they put them like this and not put them on, mount? But they're not gonna mount on a wall mounted. So this is more like a mobile unit. Like you go to a site for a conference and need Wi-Fi, you pop one of these out, get it configured. That's the best thing to do. So when you go inside, you have to make Ethernet cable. You know how to make the ends on the spot, or have them already. Like I said, one company was just throwing them away and they're brand new. I should have grabbed them. I would have a lot. I don't have enough to do other sites. They're pre-cut. They were expensive too. Yeah, just throw them in the trash. Same thing with the other assignment I did. All these cables, like, I don't know if I have one here. See, no, this is not the cable. Oh, here it is. These came out of a Dell. Yeah. The Dell system. This is type C. The mini, or they call them a PD. This is stick. This is for higher charging cable. I have this in my SUV. I have a whole bunch of these. They were just throwing them away. I had 800 of these, 800 USBs, 800 USBs, and Type C to USB to Type C to Type 3 adapter that converted over. Yeah, those adapters. They were just throwing them all away. I said to the I said to the manager, I said, hey, can we have these? Sure, take as much as you want. Even little pouches with them, too. The whole thing. Yeah. What am I going to do with it? I might use it to give away on here. I got a whole bunch of them. But we need to get up to 1,000 before I can do anything like that. So that's the goal. So start giving out, because I have a lot of these that I've tested. Give away to. Actually, this is Wi-Fi 6. Things like that. I have things to give away. But yeah, so help me get up to 1,000. We got a long way to go. We got, I think it's 180, so we need what's that? 820 subscribe. But we'll get there, and share with your friends. You know, I have a lot of good tips and a lot of good features. I help you too. I answer your questions. Make sure everything is positive. Because I live in a positive reality. I try to help those on the phone when they customer service. A lot of them, they want to talk to me. But I can't talk to them all day. Okay, I can see you now. There was a little thing in my there was driving me crazy. Okay, network with all modems. Power cycle your modem down. Don't run it, because remember, it's collecting a lot of information and it can get clogged. Same thing Wi-Fi equipment too. A power cycle is you can do a reboot, not a factory restore. Okay, just reboot them. Sometimes turning it off and turning it on. You hit that button, everything turns off. These are PoE. This is a PoE. There's two of them. Power over the Ethernet. They come with injectors, which is it has one is for the PoE, and one is for directly to that. Okay, remember this Cat 6 and it's 5E. Okay, there's also Cat 8. They're saying Cat 8 can handle more than a gig, but those cables are thicker and they're expensive. And you make sure that your equipment can support them, and then most likely they can, you know, because if you want better speeds. Now, a lot of people are getting away with this and going wireless or mesh system. Even though mesh is supposed to be good for people where they don't want to run wires and stuff like that, and then just run the mesh, and that's almost like an extender. How extender was a plug-in, but they come a long way with technology. I don't use no mesh here. I use what you would see in a business because it's stable for me, and I can get away with the wiring if you know, and if you wire and do it properly, put it in a wall or put it in a drop or run it up in the attic. Don't worry about temperatures. I had coaxial a lot in the cold up north, in freezing cold, and it still worked. I know. When I left the house, I left the coaxial there because of the way I snaked it through the whole place. So whoever took over that house got a good network set up because that's how it was. I left a lot of equipment. A lot of the equipment was obsolete. Didn't really need it. I'd have no place to put all these equipment. So I took some desktops. They're here with me. But I also replaced a lot of them because they only can last so long. And that's at age, you'll know. That's another thing too. Even though you got a quad core, if the motherboard is slow, don't expect your PCIe infrastructure, PCIe interface or PCIe mini interface can be as fast as something modern today. But I ran a test on what I rebuilt that laptop I rebuilt it to take care of the heating. I got the same speed that I get on the Acer Chromebook now. Acer Chromebook for fast, go into the settings, change that 1 to 5. 5 is minimum, and 10 is maximum connections. Okay, that's all you have to do. You don't have to touch the other stuff. Hit save and then like that. Then run your test again. That's just it. Those on wireless, remember, you should get as close to what you get on the desktop. Sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. Remember, the way the cable and the files work, you know, files using the ONT, that ONT is getting bad. Change out the battery, change out the fuse. There's a fuse in there. Okay, I have people call me up, this thing's won't working. It's a fuse. Tech go out and still can't find a problem. I told him, Tech, replace the fuse. Hey, you're right. Didn't know. He didn't know. But like I said, you can get that stuff. It's just costly to maintain. And with the cable modem, it can last a couple of years. That needs air. Do not bog it down. Don't put it in bookshelves. Don't put it around your TV. Keep it away, because especially it's a wireless router. You want it to be free. Otherwise, wireless signals will be weak. The new ones with these now, they have like 4 or 6 antennas and stuff like that. Remember, that's plastic. If it's not to get hot, then you have to cool it. Okay? You want to put it in a cooling closet, it's going to cost you. And I'll hook up the USB to a cooling pad fan, so every time this is on, which is on all the time, and like that. This lasts a long time. This is old too. This cost me $200, but it was top of the line for it at the time. It works, but it's unpredictable. And I changed it out, and I put DD-WR in it. That's a different firmware, third-party firmware. I have a lot of routers if you want to get them to work. See, that it bypassed the defaults that keep you from not having full speed. Well, it comes from those people that I used to help them with their equipment. So that you don't have to worry about that, because that's managed. You can change anything you want in there. I turn off all the VPN stuff. I'm not using it. I'm not using voice over IP. I'm not using a lot of stuff. Just turn them off. Disable it. You don't need it. And then it runs much faster. Yeah, there's a section there where you can adjust what's coming in, and you get the full speed coming in, and then you send it out to the different ports. You can adjust, and there's a load balancing too. You can set up, like, for some reason, this modem has the 2 ports. The second one's bleeding. That means it's still active. There should be a switch to turn it off, because since it's active, I hook up dual wiring ports. And I noticed that there's some packets running in and out. But I have it on flow control. Flow control, you use that for the internet. It makes sure the packets are coming in right. You don't have any congestion, any issues. Because you have to watch how the system works and all like that. You want the best possible speed. And since I put the flow control on, my download speeds increased and upload speed increased. But up to a point, I know how to increase it even more, but they changed the system now. But like I said, get the right router, get the right equipment. If you want to go 5G, gateway, internet, access, just remember, if you're not in line of sight of that tower, you're gonna have problems. You have no windows where it's facing. You have to go up in the attic and put up there. Some of them online put up expensive RV or large 2 or 4 antenna, and it looks like a little white. It's a waterproof hub, and they put it up in the attic. And they notice that the cap speed pops up. It's just 20 for T-Mobile is 20. I don't know what the cap is for Verizon. Never really look into that, but it's 20, and it might improve the signal, but it's 182, not 300. That they're getting max most of the time. Now, some of them have inflammatory speeds. Remember, if they're using the latest iPhone, remember that whatever they're testing might be faster than what you got. Some people create hotspots using your phone. If you have unlimited data, and you get the hotspot little device, but you can take your phone. But you remember, you can't use your phone during the hotspot. But that's good if you're going on a road. Or you're going, like I had my own laptop on site. I used my phone as a hotspot, and I got on the internet. I couldn't buy that connect to their network with their restrictions, and you can't go to this site. No, I took the little gateway that I got from Walmart. I took that. That's what I use. I usually use what I fix. It's too big and heavy now. It's obsolete. It's old. Chromecast, with the Chromecast, I call it Chromecast. Sorry, it's Chromebook. I keep on saying Chrome. The Chromebook. I can't slide load anything. I'm using that app. There's an app called Send and Receive. So whatever you want to send to, say you want to send it from your phone, to your Chromebook. Okay? So on the Chromebook, you put down receive. And then on your phone, you go into whatever folder you want to and send it. And it sends it. But on the Chromebook, for you to get anything installed, they have security very tight, which I understand. So, but you can't do it. You have to put in developer mode. Do you know developer mode wipes everything out? So I understand. So you have to run it in a developer mode, but it's very tricky, and sometimes it doesn't want to work right. You might as well just put it back in protective mode. They can't protect you if you go in developer mode. It's not worth rooting it if you can root it in. Well, that's why a lot of people don't get the Chromebook, because it's restricted, but it's protecting you. Don't expect to put third-party apps. They won't let you. You have to disable it. It's a pain in the neck. So I use it because I want to see how it works. So I have Chrome OS. We have Apple OS, iOS. We have partly Android smart TVs, so we know what that is, and Windows 11. I was checking out the new was it Office 365 with that smart intelligent Copilot, they call it. I guess I'll get it for free because I subscribe to Outlook 365 because I was on a site. I was doing a major project, and I had Microsoft Excel on my iPad, and I guess I had a limited. You can only take so many entries, and I had to do 928 units. That's how many that I had to survey. That took me about 3 weeks to do it because each site was different. And how I was able to do it, I just told them who I was. And I met some big shot people. They respected me too. It's a long story. But I did the job. I worked hard. I'm very persistent, and I did a very good. I was very accurate. So accurate that when we came time to roll out the hardware, I was on that project too, and I was made lead. So because I did site survey, I did an excellent job. I had technique. I would walk into the office, and they said, "Oh, should I get up and go get coffee?" Well, that's up to you. You really don't. You can say work, and I won't even disturb it because I had an Achilles heel. I ain't gonna say that's my technique. Everybody has their own technique. Sometimes I share, sometimes I don't. But if you can get yourself, you can get that. That's also called a DJ's. A DJ would need lighting. The tripod. That's what that is. That's pretty high. The one I have right now is a little shorter. They come in different sizes. I could use these lights, but I don't want to because interference will come from those. Because those are wireless, so you want to maintain interference. Right now, that's running better. When they're in the ceiling, it's a different story. Because remember, up in the ceiling, it could be electrical wires, and it could be ceiling fans, all metal. You just have to be careful. Okay. Any difference with the Verizon Xfinity? Well, I did tell you, what you need to do to get your bonuses and get yourself. You have more flexibility when you have your own equipment than you have their equipment. Because their equipment, the prices is set. They can raise the price on you, and you're stuck. A lot of you are jump ship and running to, because the $25 deals sound better. $25, $50 bill. If you have their service, then that's where it's cheaper. And you could do that. But, it's not like cable. It's not a hard wire into their system. Like cable and Fios. It's not like that. I still like cable. Fios is too expensive. It's going to be costly to take care of. And their router, you have to use their equipment because it says Fios, which is using coaxial. It says Fios coaxial. So their equipment, you have to use it. Their modem. Unless you can get out in the street. I haven't seen no Fios stuff. It'll be expensive. But hey, that's the best advice I can get for you now. So, now you know the story. If any questions, feel free to ask. Those with the Gateway 2-in-1, when you put Windows 11 Home or Pro, you notice that the touchscreen's not working again. I don't know if the company have solved. I contacted them several times, and I just go into the BIOS and change and turn off the touchscreen. Why sit there and fumble with it? I can scroll up and down on some. It's not like it used to be when you just flip it over and log in and the keyboard come up like that. And on Chromebook, if you don't have touchscreen, when you install, when you activate the Chrome, it installs it. Turn on the keyboard, turn on the large mouse so you can see what the pointer is. Otherwise, the default pointer is so tiny you can't see it. So that's what I did. So every time I type something, the keyboard comes up. You can have it. It can talk to you too. I have it talking to me, and it lets me know what I'm pressing and what I'm doing. I don't have to, but I like those things. I like things that talk, like the TV talks. When you turn it on, everything talks. And you got Alexa. They got Hey Google too. And hey, if you're into that stuff, some people they don't like all that stuff. They're just not into it. All right. 8. Subscribe today. Pass it along to your friends. Share. Get the word out there. I'll do the rest. I'll set up videos. I was going to set up a video yesterday, but it was too long, too much information. I don't want to sway. All right. So I did a good job today. Not much of a sway. Hey, I do appreciate you guys keeping the channel going. You got to subscribe. I should have promoted that when I first started, and with all those sound bars I got when the money was still there. If you can donate, we can get stuff. Some of you can't, I understand. Ooh, when I have some extra, I'll get some stuff. Right now, what's popular is the internet. We all need it. Smartwatch too. A lot of people want to get the clone. Hey, if the clone works, this is a clone. This would be considered this is a C17, and its closest cousin is the Apple 7 series. Smartwatch. But this gives you a lot of information, and every time I download something or upload, I get a message. I get a job offer. And all sorts of things. Pops up on the phone here. I got this screen because it was bigger to read. 1.69 was not big. And you don't really want to go smaller. That's kid watch. You don't want it too tiny. The new ones now, from this at 1.85, 1.90, 93, 95, over 2 inches now. They're big bezel. The 46 milliliter. The phone just told me I exceeded. Okay, hey, thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoy it. Keep the channel alive. Oh, yes, before I go, we have a Albert's Voice game. I brought that back, so we're putting new games. We're putting World of Tank Blitz on there. We have this new Star Trek Online. At this time, they have the Voth Echo Suit. That's a giveaway. Well, it's not a giveaway. You still have to do the missions. I guess you could buy it. But yeah, that defeats the purpose. So I'm running around with my Torch. What's it called? Torch. That new Mega outfit looks pretty cool. I don't have the helmet on it. I got it from my Starfleet science officer and my Klingon, and I have it for the engineer. I didn't do the rest of them yet. It takes time. When I'm running around, I do the battles on the ground. They're easy. I can do them like that. I did it so many times. It's easy. It just comes natural. The problem I have is how to find the command center. It's tricky on the map. And then I run around as a cat. If you were lucky to do the Halloween 2022, they were giving away the cat. You can change into a cat for like almost 30 seconds, which is pretty long. And if you have the black cat as a pet, It'll follow you. It's pretty cool. You see two cats running around. But yeah, so that cat can go really, really fast, super duper fast. So why bother to run your character when you change into a cat if you have the cat? So they give me an Echo suit. I'm going for that suit, and I think you can get a free T6 ship. I really don't need no more ship. I got a lot of ships. I had to get rid of some of the old ones. I like the Flying Saucer, the jellyfish ship. I have that as a battleship. That's powerful. But as a science officer, that ship works better than as an engineer. I don't know why. The engineer, I have the Nemesis ship, the warship from the Romulan, that's shaped like a big bird. Got that one. That works better with the engineer. Certain ones work better, some work like that. I don't know. It's weird. They had the T6 giveaway. I picked the bird, the large Romulan one. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called. Nematar, whatever it's called. Whatever it's called, they call it. I have one of those. But I got it for the science officer. But when I went into the engineer, it was available. I grabbed it, but it's not available for the other tunes. We have one lieutenant commander still. I haven't done that on the Discovery thing. I haven't done anything with that. Here's something that's good, but the only problem with these things, this is for the network. This is type 3 USB, the blue, and you have gig Ethernet come out of this. Some people said that it installs some different driver on the system and uses a secondary driver. Yeah, I don't see that happen. And how do you get rid of it? You have to disable it in the device manager. It's hard to remove it unless you reimage your thing. It's not going to hurt anything, but you might get scared. You think malware or something connected on. It's not that. These overheat. I have 3 of these. They all work. I thought they'd stop working. Stick it in a Ziploc bag, put it in the freezer for 3 hours, take it out, let it chill. It fixes the problem. Now, sometimes that Ziploc thing, the batteries on your phones, and sometimes you can rejuvenate them, but sometimes if the battery's really dead and gone, you can't. USB 3.0, 3 USB 0.30 hub, and Ethernet adapter. Made in China. There you go. Carry that with you. And then if you need a USB, plug it right in. It's the standard jack. Realtek is in this. I thought retail was Taiwanese. It might be Chinese. Their stuff is good. A lot of their product, they go up against big shots. But right now, this is the way it is. You can use an extender with this. Let me see. Do I have Ethernet on here? Oh, before I let you guys go, this is the, make sure, console cable. See? Console cable. That's what this is. That goes into there. And the other end goes into your laptop that has types. So the gateway has US types. Well, this is USB. It doesn't say, it says it's regular USB. And you can telnet into your console and reprogram it. Because a lot of them are password protected. You just need to go in there and set up a switch. If the switch is not working, change the port or switch the ports around. And that's basically what you're going to be doing, administering or installing new firmware. That's what that's for. The same thing. This up here has it as well. And this can take fiber too. And this one goes right here. Well, the only right. This one when you reset it, you have to go into there. There's supposed to be an easier way to do it, but and then you have this one here. But that's it. This is called console cable. This one you can get it like for, I think $5-10 the USB. But this is required now to have, so that's what that does. All right, that's it. Subscribe today. Pass on the video to others, and that's it. Comments, they will be answered.